22 long rifle, Ruger revolver. This thing will be around 100 years from now after I'm long gone dead. Well, this is day 2 of finishing up these traps. My name is Tom. I come to you from Northern Maine at the Rustic log cabin. I'm not going to apologize for the background noise. We've got a bulldozer up on the other end of the driveway that's making the driveway better for the neighbor. Behind me you'll see traffic. I am working today at the shop. I am finishing up getting these eel traps ready for next week, a week after. Actually not next week, but the week after. And that's where we're at right here. So you guys want to come along, and whatever comes to mind will come to mind. And we'll talk about it. I got 5 traps to build today. I wanted to bring out a different pistol than yesterday. The 44 was fun yesterday, but so is that 22. There, bottom of that sucker is done. So with everything that's going on, this is why I'm spending so much time prepping, you know. I always do things a year ahead of time, at least, you know. I don't, you know, all you gotta do, I mean, I watched a little bit of television this morning before I got out here, looking at the battery. Ran out of battery yesterday, and you guys didn't do too good. You know, Jace, I don't think there's any way around at all going into a recession. So it's, you know, I'm not trying to make negative of anything or anything like that, because I hate negativity. But what I hate worse than negativity is being unprepared. And what I am really doing is knocking down my grocery bill, which I've always done. Nothing different there. Last Sunday, I spent, was it Sunday morning? It was, pretty sure it was Sunday morning. No, it would have been Saturday morning. Last Saturday morning, I spent the morning. We had to go over to my daughter's house for a family get together. We got to go tomorrow too. My oldest grandson's birthday is today. Well, I called him bright and early this morning, and he was a happy camper. But anyways, I made let's talk cutting down the food bill. I cut my food bill down this week to the cost of a dozen eggs, 2 cups of flour, and 1 steak. How did I do that? And a bag of mixed vegetables. How did I do that? Well, I made a steak meat pie, which is very simple to do. I'm going to put it in a recipe, in a video for you guys, because it, you know, everybody makes stuff out to be harder than it really is. And if you watch any of my channel, it's always about simple, simple, simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Especially when it comes to cooking. So what happened was, I made this steak pie. And if you like outdoor cooking and all that stuff, or you like good man meals, you know, something that's really gonna fill you up, and stick with you, these will. It's kind of like if you look in my archives and you see this isn't Grandma's meatloaf. Well, this isn't Grandma's meat pie. Put it that way. I took just any old steak, doesn't matter. I took any old steak and I cubed up the steak like small. When you go to the restaurant, you get steak tips. I cubed up that steak into steak tips, half the size of what you get in a restaurant. I threw them in a frying pan with 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, some brown sugar. Actually, I did all this in a bowl and then soaked them for 2-3 days. It is my beef jerky, my deer jerky recipe. So I marinated all this meat in that bowl for 2 or 3 days in the refrigerator, and then I took it out, put it in my frying pan, and browned the meat and all that. Got it so it was really nice and brown. And then from there, I threw in a pepper diced up. I threw in an onion diced up, and I threw in about two cups, maybe 3 cups of mixed vegetables, frozen mixed vegetables that you buy in the grocery store, or you can go fresh, it doesn't matter. And I put in 1 potato diced up, all bite-sized. Brought all that up to and then probably a half a cup of water. And then I let it just simmer on the wood stove until the potatoes were soft. And that brings it all together. Maybe throw in a little bit more water because I want a good solid gravy in that meat mixture. And you could do that with any meat at all. You could do it with anything. Bear meat, deer meat, moose meat, doesn't matter. And then from there I put in about 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Mixed it up in some cold water outside of the frying pan, and then put that into that steak mixture. And then it's a matter of just simmering it until you get the texture that you want. You know, for a pie, I want it to just about stand up. So that's what I did. I simmered it until the mixture was a good solid gravy mix that was stiff, and that made for my filler for my pie. Now here's where the keep it simple stupid comes in. And there's nothing I'm figuring out here on this recipe. They've been cooking like this in the old days forever. But you take that meat recipe mixture and you put that in the bottom of a 9-inch pie plate. And then from there, you roll over a pie crust. Simple pie crust. Drill a hole in the center of it so that water, air, steam will get out. Then you stick that in the oven for 35 minutes and voila, you got yourself a meat pie. Well, I went through all that to say this. I made 2 of them last Sunday. I got 1 more pie to go, and I've been eating on that pie. Let's put it this way. I had about a pie and a half last Sunday because I had another one left over from something else I had baked. But I got 1 more pie I'll be cutting into tonight. So I ate all week on probably less than $10. That's what I mean by cutting back on the grocery bill. So I know how much cheaper you can get on cutting back on your grocery bill with that. So that's when you see in these all my videos and all that, you know, my recipes are all very simple. If it's a complicated recipe, it does not end up at my cabin. You couldn't get any more background noise than you possibly can get here today. We've got a helicopter going over. I've got a bulldozer running up on the other side of the house. And I got traffic in the background. So any of you that want to complain about that, oh well. Sometimes I have to do videos here at the shop because I have to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Right now, I need to have 20 of these things built. Built and ready to go. The ice is out, so it's time to start my lake trout fishing. I'll be deploying all 20 of these on that lake on day 1 of my lake trout fishing. I'll have everything in the boat. These are self-contained unit. I dump in the bait, throw the thing out as I am fishing for lake trout. And then a week later, I will go back and pull all of these. And with any luck, I will have an eel per bucket. Or 2. And if it's okay, maybe 3. I don't care how many eels fit in the bucket. As long as I come home with some eels. So, let's have a cup of coffee. Don't forget, while you're having coffee, have some coffee, shoot the gun. Drill a hole, shoot the gun. I will see you next week. This is East Grand. I am living the dream of an American. I cannot imagine going through life without a firearm. That's what I mean by living the dream of an American.